All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're cracking open the dossier on a brand you've probably heard of, Bonus Boss. Now, this place was a giant in the mobile casino space, but, well, its story has taken a pretty sharp and, honestly, a concerning turn. So we're going to do a full security audit, break down what made it so popular, and, more importantly, lay out the critical warnings you absolutely need to know about today.
And that's not just hype. The source material is clear. This brand totally owned a very specific corner of the market, mobile-only slots. It was the place to be for thousands of players. But the key word there, as you can see, is once. So what on earth happened to the king?
So the whole story really kicks off with its original operator, a company called InTouch Games. Their official status right now? Inactive. Why? Because they surrendered their operating license. That one action, that single decision is the core of this whole investigation, and it casts a massive shadow over the Bonus Boss name. But before we get into all the red flags, you have to understand why this brand was such a powerhouse in the first place.
Exactly. To really get why this matters, you have to put yourself in a player's shoes. Just for a second, forget all the corporate drama. Why did people just flock to Bonus Boss? The answer is actually pretty simple. They had an offer that was, frankly, almost impossible for a new player to ignore.
This number right here, this says it all. 100. Up to 100 free spins, and here's the kicker. No deposit needed. Look, in a market that's super crowded, an offer like that doesn't just get your attention, it practically grabs you by the collar. It was the ultimate try before you buy, and boy, did it work.
But it wasn't just about that big bonus. It was the whole package, the entire ecosystem they built. Those free spins were for games you literally couldn't play anywhere else. We're talking 100% exclusive titles like The Spin Father. Plus, every single game was tied to this progressive mega jackpot, and the whole experience was just perfectly built for your phone. You could even deposit using your phone bill. It was incredibly seamless.
Okay, but that seamless experience is exactly why we need to pump the brakes here. All of those features, as attractive as they are now hiding a massive glaring warning sign. The fun really stops where the regulation does. Let's get to the heart of the problem.
So let's be crystal clear about what this means. When InTouch Games surrendered its UK Gambling Commission license, it wasn't just some casual business move. This kind of thing often happens when a company is under intense pressure from regulators. It means they gave up their legal right to operate in the UK, which is one of the strictest, most regulated markets in the world. This is about the biggest red flag an operator can possibly raise.
And this right here is the danger today. The Bonus Boss site you might stumble upon online now is probably not the same company. It could easily be an offshore clone running with no license at all. And what does that mean for you? No player protections, no one to help with disputes, and absolutely no guarantee of fair play. The takeaway here is simple. You have to verify a site's license before you even think about signing up.
Okay, that's a serious warning, but let's bring it back to that player's point of view for a second, because this is where the real debate is. Even with the original legitimate site, there was always this trade-off. Players were constantly weighing one of its best, most convenient features against one of its toughest conditions.
And this is the heart of it. On one side, paying by phone was amazing, so convenient. But that convenience came with a really steep price, a 40 times wagering requirement. So the real question becomes, was that ease of use worth it, when the wall you had to climb to get any real, withdrawable cash was just set so incredibly high?
Right, and let's be really clear about what 40x on a no deposit bonus actually means. Let's say you got lucky with your free spins and won 10 quid. You would then have to bet a total of 400 pounds of your own money before that 10-pound win could be withdrawn. Our source material calls a requirement this high very hard to clear. It's basically designed to make turning a bonus into real cash a major uphill battle.
So, we've looked at the incredible appeal, and we've looked at the undeniable risk. It's time to put all the evidence from our dossier together and give you the final verdict. What should you, as a player, really take away from the whole Bonus Boss saga?
The good stuff is obvious. That huge no-deposit bonus, a library of unique games, and a perfect mobile design. But when you weigh that against the bad, the risks are just severe. The original operator surrendering its license is a massive deal. The wagering requirements were always sky high, and now the very real danger of playing on an unregulated clone site hangs over the whole brand. And so we'll leave it with the final verdict from the source material. The expert advice is this: approach any version of this brand you find online with extreme caution. Maybe for a few casual spins if you can find a verified, regulated site, possibly, but high-stakes play, absolutely not recommended. Until you can confirm a legitimate active license, your safety has to come first, period.
So, in the end, the decision is yours. Now that you know the history, the cool features, and the critical regulatory warnings, is the memory of those unique games worth the risk you'd be taking today? We've laid out the facts from the dossier. Now you can make an informed choice.